Sir, other issue. Nag-participate kayo actively dun sa investigation ng Committee on Foreign Relations tungkol sa pag-aresto kay former President Duterte. Are you convinced dun sa findings na it is politically motivated, and then dun sa recommendation na imbestigahan ng ombudsman ng ilang executive officials including DOJ Secretary, DILG Secretary, and others?
Honestly, I'm still reviewing. Media reports pa lang, hindi ko pa nakikita yung report. May sarili ako mga observation, but as I told you, I want to remain independent in the sense na tama-tama, mali-mali, and not partisan. But ang main focus at concern ko ngayon is maging malinaw na kahit sinong Pilipino, yan man ay nasa progressive group na kaliwa, yan man ay nasa kanan, katulad nila Senator Bato, ay hindi pwedeng basta't pick upin at i-export. Kasi mag-export ka nga ng goods sa Pilipinas, may permit ka pa eh. May dadaanan ka pa eh. Pero ang Pilipino, pag in-export mo, pwedeng ganun na lang. Yun ang main concern ko. Kung magkaka-consensus, yung sinasabi kasing hintayin natin Supreme Court, yes, in far as that is the law. But the government can make a policy decision. The executive can say na, from now on, pag any international group ay gusto nilang padala sa kanilang bansa, ay kailangan dumaan muna sa local court, i-validate yung warrant, tignan kung may probable cause, kung crime dito din yung crime na sinasabi nila. Yun ang mas focus ko ngayon. But give me a few days to read the report and to look into all of it. I mean, I made my views naman known. I just want to be more judicious sa words ko. And but you know naman how I feel. But it's not a matter of how I feel. It's really about himayin nga yung batas. And personally sa akin, yun nag-udyok sa akin magsalita eh. Nung nakita kong nasa airplano at hindi pa nagte-take off yung airplano, I was hoping that if enough of us spoke, mahimasmasan yung gobyerno na hindi po pwedeng i-export ang Pilipino. Isakay doon at kailangan may chance siyang pumunta ng korte. So right now, yun ang focus ko kasi katulad ni dating Senator De Lima, di ba, pagka may kaaway, yung sinasabi lang, Bato, dapat kasama ka dyan. Alan, kadibati, dapat kasama kita dyan. So, para bang tinatakot kami na anytime pwede kami isama tapos i-export, di ba? So,
Sir, last na lang, nababahala ka ba dun sa ibinulgar na nakikialam ang China dito sa incoming election?
yes. Yes and no. Yes, because we have a real issue in the West Philippine Sea. And yes, because our economy, our tourism, etc., nababahala ko kung may kahit sinong nakikialam, nababahala din ako. I'm also concerned about our relationship. Because the reality is, for example, the United States many times have been found spying on their friends. Whether it's the French or UK, di ba? So, and we all know na meron din sa Western nakikialam sa eleksyon natin. So, nababahala lang ako na it's being addressed through the media rather than being addressed. Kasi kung lalabas lahat ng nakikialam sa atin, let's say there are 5 countries nakikialam, pag lahat yan ay nagkaroon tayo ng problema sa diplomacy, mas mabigat kasi ekonomiya nating kabuhayan. Pag hindi mo naman in-address, katawa-tawa naman tayo na pinapakailaman yung eleksyon natin. But even the most powerful country in the world, US, has many investigations ongoing ng pakikialam sa kanila. And it's easier ngayon makialam. Bakit? May social media. Nung araw kasi walang social media, para makialam ka, bibigay ka ng pera sa kandidato, di ba? Pupunta ka doon, magpapadala ka ng consultants, may mga events na gagawin. Eh ngayon kasi, even through social media, even through spreading propaganda, pwede. So that's a reality we also have to live with, di ba? So nababahala ako in 2 fronts. One, that we're dealing with, that meron nakikialam, kung meron man, but meron yan sigurado, not just the Chinese. And number 2, nababahala ako na hindi yan yung way na i-address. There are ways na high level, whether president to president or sa diplomacy, to do that, di ba?
Sir,
but I think Senator Tolentino and of course you for reporting and coming out kasi we have to be aware. That's why, by the way, ano ang best protection natin sa nakikialam? Kahit ano mabasa nyo, i-Google, i-AI, i-research nyo. Di ba? Ako, pag sinabi ko sa inyo, guys, I feel good today, it's my birthday, I'm 40 years old. Don't take it for Di ba? I-google nyo. Pag nakita nyo, 54 ka na eh. Sabihin ko lang, I just feel 40. Di ba? Oh. Hindi, di ba? Totoo naman eh. Sa sobrang daling mag-research ngayon, hindi dapat tayo tamarin na i-research yon. Of course, may mga bagay na hindi na-research. Di ba? Pag sinabi mo halimbawa na ang military galit na. 200,000 ang nasa military, paano mo alam kung galit na o hindi? Di ba? Pero yung pag sinabi mong baksak ang ating turismo, kalahati na lang ngayon ang tourist, madaling i-research yun. So, wag tayong basta't maniwala yung i-research din natin. Both sides to, both sides to. I'm not talking politics, I'm talking reality.
Sir, ingi lang.
Ng DA na implement yung 20 pesos na kailangan. Akala ko dun mong gagaling. Mas patapir pala.
Dalawa pa nga yung mic ko. Oo,
Yung 20 pesos na bigay.
Sige, last two para
Sabi ng COMELEC, dapat daw itigil kasi baka mapolitika, magamit sa pamumulitika.
well, two things, no. Any project na mabuti sa tao pero controversial, susundin ko yung logo ng Nike o yung motto niya, just do it. Kung maganda, kung alam mong maganda. Having said that, during election period, mas makapangyarihan sa presidente ang COMELEC. So kahit ano sabihin natin, sumunod tayo kung desisyon. Kung advice, then advice is, 'di ba, yung parang tingin ko ganito, kung opinion. Pero kung yan ay utos ng COMELEC, wala tayong choice. Having said that, maraming proposals na controversial, pero kung tingin natin mabuti, listen to the criticisms, try to adjust, but just do it. Kung mabuti sa tao. Last question.
Sir,
Dito na talaga ako titingin, oh.
sir, yung ano lang, in line dito sa question ni Mami Selly, yung meron daw na huling alleged Chinese spy dun sa COMELEC kahapon, is it a cause of concern na rin?
What's the other question sa likod? Para sabay ko na. Okay. So, nagsuspy ka sa kanya, no? Paano mo alam na same question ng, ano? Yeah. Two sides of the same coin. 'Di ba sa bawat coin or nung bata tayo, tao o ibon, 'di ba? Kasi nga, it's the same coin but has two sides. One of the side is in reality, whether you call it CIA, KGB, ano ba yung mga bago ngayon, Mossad, or yung iba ang tawag na nila Department of Research. Pero actually intelligence 'yan, 'di ba? So whether it's civilian or military intelligence, let's face the reality that in this world, everyone is researching everyone. Very tricky lang where intelligence becomes espionage. Kasi ano yung kinukuha mo lang yung tama para pagka nangligaw ka or may negotiation kayo, may enough information ka. So for example, if we have people in the US now na nagre-research ano pa talaga ang gusto ni President Trump sa tariff, that's to enable our two negotiators to get the best deal sa trade talks, di ba, sa tariff. Pero yung espionage, yung state secrets, and you mean them harm. So, ibang usapan na talaga yon. So, one side of the coin is that let's realize that's going there. The other side of the coin is yung counterintelligence. So, many countries do not have their counterpart of Mossad and CIA, but they have a group that is counterintelligence. How do you protect your country, your secrets, your diplomatic approaches? So, yes, nakakabahala, but it's mas nakakabahala na alam naman natin nangyayari yan for the last, 20 years, nag-heighten lang ngayon. What are we doing about it? Are we forming a real Iba yung iba yung intelligence sa counterintelligence. Magkahiwalay dapat na grupo yon. So I know for a fact that the President and DICT is doing something about hacking and scamming. But counterintelligence, ibalik ko ngayon sa security cluster sa Malacanang. Okay, kaliwat kanan yung accusations ng spying, not only by our allies, not only by our friends who have interest against us, but also those who claim na pareho tayo ng interest. So ang question, what are we doing about counterintelligence? Okay, thank you.
Sir, patanong lang ni Mab, ano daw, update daw sa new Senate building.
So, pumirma, I think si Senate President announced naman sa inyo sa pinirmahan niya, Let me try kung nandito si Senate President next week. Let me try kung mag-ano yung schedule. Doon tayo pumasyal, doon tayo mag-briefing. But I just want you to know na full steam ahead, hindi madidelay, and binababa yung presyo. So we're doing some, how do I put it, exercising some prudence and wisdom kung paano gagawin. But yung how, yung parts ng bidding, ano nina-negotiate, ano magiging itsura, let me just get his schedule next week kasi I think he's in Sorsogon today, then tomorrow, holiday eh. So kahit mangako sa inyo Friday, malabo, ayoko mangako ng hindi totoo. So, but next week I'll be around naman, hindi naman ako kandidato, hindi rin naman kandidato si SP. Let's try next week, di ba, na ipakita. But kung hindi man, I'll just give you a one-pager so that you know the direction. But we're preparing all the reports. Remember, this started then with President Lacson being chair, Senator Lacson, na-promote ko na. Senator Lacson being chair. So we owe it to both Senator Lacson and Senator Nancy na transparent at makita nila yung direction at yung findings. But i-remind ko ulit kayo, ang trabaho namin, how to have the best Senate building at the soonest possible time at the least cost. 'Di ba? Best quality, least cost, fast time. Hindi ko trabaho in this committee to look for anomalies. Pang blue ribbon 'yon or hindi 'yun yung trabaho ko. But my report will be factual. So actually 3/4 ng report gawa na. Okay? Thank you.